edutainment, hip hop. What you listen to? Edutainment, hip hop. What you listen to? Edutainment, hip hop. This a new way to educate, where the young generation can relate to a music that can motivate them to reach higher, to be great. Education is important, so you gotta read your book. You sit down, open it up and take a look. Read everything clear, yeah, pronunciate. Sound hard words loud so you won't make mistakes. Time to learn, it ain't never too late. Pick up a book and keep your swag up to date. Trust in me, if knowledge is what you seek, then you should listen close to me. Knowledge is the power, education be the key. If you want the powers, then listen to me. It's all up to you and the powers that be. Go off to college and get a degree. Edutainment, hip hop. What you listen to? 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 Edutainment, hip hop. Education and STEM can get you paid an abbreviation for science, technology, engineering, math, open doors. These subjects can turn into careers and you won't be poor. Get an education and watch what it draws. School is what you need. School is the key. Study for your test, try better than a C, better than a B. Try to get that A. Before you know it, you'll be on your way. Reading, writing, exercising, eating right, sleeping tight. Those are things that you need in life. So follow these rules and you'll be alright. Education is power and entertainment's to entertain. So when you utilizing both and you're using your brain, don't sit around wasting time like a loser lame. Cause education is the key, kids, it ain't a game. Edutainment, hip hop. What you listen to? 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 Edutainment, hip hop.
Pop Entertainment. Sorry, we're a little behind. A little technical difficulty we were having. We're here today to myself, William Siddiqui Maxson, and my co-host, Mama Makita, is also here with me. Mama Makita, are you there present?
Yes, I am, and good morning to everybody. As I say in Kiswahili, habari za asubuhi.
We're here this morning we had intentions of having dialogue with the individuals this morning concerning hip-hop edutainment and our direction and our objectives with this concept and this term, which we're looking to establish an industry that we own and control and dictate its use of the term hip-hop edutainment. The application is to be applied in all different mediums. We talking radio, hip-hop edutainment radio, hip-hop edutainment television, and hip-hop edutainment literature, as well as stage performances. We're looking to have this go international, where it's being controlled under the government of UNIA, ACL, by way of our President, General Senghor Baye, and my partner, who also has Harambe Academy. Mama Makita also is in assisting and directing this whole objective. Mama Makita, you would like to elaborate on anything?
Well, I would like to again say good morning to everybody who is listening in, and I was honored to not only be a recent member of UNIA, ACL, but I was also led in that direction to collaborate with Brother William Maxey, who we affectionately call Brother Siddiqui, who is out of Division 1 Southern DA. And coming to like minds in our passion for social change, and also having a history of working with young people, himself by way of the Hip Hop Cats, and myself by way of my Leadership Academy, which is a nonprofit corporation since 2002. We talked and we said, what can we do together to first bring more awareness to you and I as a government, and what vehicle could we use to implement social change? And this is how our collaboration began. In all collaborations, when you bring something to the table, the unique talents of Brother Siddiqui, my partner, he's not only a seamstress, he's an artist, he's an old school MC. His work goes back over 10 to 15 years, as well as myself, working with groups of young people by way of rites of passage. And now the buzzword is leadership, but actually it's old-fashioned Afrocentric rites of passage. With that said and done, taking the tools that Brother Siddiqui had already developed in the way of hip-hop edutainment, being his website, cartoon characters, human characters who go around on tours, perform at birthdays, stage presentations, and also being able to make the costumes even for the characters. Myself, having a background, retired social worker of 25 plus years, again, working in the area of leadership with young people. But the last 10 years of my active work in the system, I was honored to work at a Black-owned, Black-served social service agency called APDS, Afrocentric Personal Development Shop, which was founded by Dr. Mariba Kelsey. And the importance of that is that my training in leadership came from an organization called ANROPIC, which is Afrocentric National Rites of Passage Collective, one of the founders being the Honorable Afrique, Elder Hannibal Afrique. So these are the talents that I brought to the table, and as a result of that, we now have a curriculum called Hip Hop Edutainment. And in that curriculum, we identify the history of hip hop, the elements of hip hop, which are breakdance, graffiti, MC, and DJ. And I've always passionately loved music, and I'm one of the few elders that loves rap. And as a result of this collaboration, I really truly understand now the importance of an MC and a DJ. So our curriculum focuses on those four elements. And because of my background in writing programs, it's not just a curriculum. Our passion and our mission is social change, and each one of the activities we program will engage the children in addressing issues such as violence, bullying, self-esteem, personal development, and, of course, Black history. So with that said and done, Brother Siddiqui, I'll pass it back to you.
Yes, and this is the relationship that we consider collaborations, and this is what we need to do as a community. Anyone has access to being able to, or has a concept, was able to help develop our youth and our community, should join in with this concept, especially when you're in entertainment. When you're in entertainment, it has a powerful ability to influence generations, each generation, regardless if it's something positive or negative. But our objective with pop edutainment is utilizing this, using it as a tool to uplift our community. And by us controlling and dictating the terms usage, it gives us power again, which we lost that power with hip-hop at the time of its inception, because of the fact that the pioneers who created it never knew that hip-hop was going to be a worldwide phenomenon like it is as of today. But due to the fact it didn't own and control the term and did not establish that necessary ownership, it has become a public domain term. Now that we have hip-hop edutainment, we can draw other brothers and sisters who have the positive messages, the positive images that has been suppressed by the ones who have taken over the term hip hop and destroyed the true essence of the culture of hip hop. So now that we have this term, hip hop edutainment, under our grasp, we can be able to reintroduce it to the next generation that's coming up on hip hop. And it's called hip hop edutainment. Other brothers and sisters can come under the umbrella, but not still control their own message within their music. But as long as we have something that we can identify as the method of bringing a positive message and image to the community, that keeps it safe from the culture vultures that's out there. And, you know, as we all know, that hip-hop has influenced the world. Right now, the world we're reaching for Africa. Because Africa has majorly influenced by this hip-hop culture. So now that if we can be able to go into areas of the continent and introduce them to hip-hop edutainment, they will ignore what this cultural vulture has done with hip-hop and be introduced with something that's going to uplift their nations just as well. And you know, that's the objective of hip-hop edutainment, you know. And you know, we have connections with individuals in Tanzania and Liberia. I just recently connected with someone from Ghana. You know, these are the different parts of the continent that we're starting to build a relationship. You know, so now that we have a curriculum, just as well, you know, someday we're looking to establish Hip Hop Edutainment Academy. That was the curriculum that Mama Makita was talking about. You know, this is something that's not just no fly-by-night something. This is something that our government can be able to embrace and be able to say, we're building schools all over the place, and it's called Hip Hop Edutainment Academy. And now that we're grooming this next generation that's coming up on hip-hop within our own institutions, you know, rather than someone else having the access to just use it as freely as they want to and control and try to destroy its application. It can't happen if we just keep it within our grasp. So the fact that, you know, it won't be destroyed like the culture of hip-hop has been these past several years, you know. So anything else you want to speak on? Someone else came online. Did you want to elaborate on anything? Man, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. This is Brother Say Tanya.
Peace, brother. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How you guys doing?
That's peace. I'm good, man. Doing great work, fam. You know, appreciate what you're putting out and the knowledge that you keep building off of, and looking forward to collaborating with you and, you know, and working along with you.
I appreciate it. I apologize if I timed in a little late.
That's peace. We were running a little late, so you right on time.
Okay, I'm right on time.
You know, hated to be what they call whatever that term they want to use, you know, but I ain't gonna give them that much credit. But due to the technical difficulties, we on point though.
Okay.
Anything you want to elaborate on your initiatives, man?
Well, today I just want to sit and listen and hear what people have to say. I really don't want to get too much into making opinions or thoughts. I do support the idea of there being a platform for young people to be educated properly about making good decisions and knowing the difference between positive influence and destructive behavior. So I know that's exactly what you guys are doing, and I definitely support that, and I'm going to be active in helping you guys accomplish the goals that you have set forth. So that's pretty much what I have to say for right now.
Well, I would like to take this opportunity to say good morning, Brother Say, and before you go on mute, we'll ask you to introduce yourself, first and last name, and the importance of this young man joining our collaboration is that he is true Liberian, and he does have a Pan-African background himself, including his father, and his passion matches ours for the liberation of Liberia. One thing that I would like for you to say, if you can just briefly mention the association that you introduced me to, I believe it's called HIPCO, just basically what it is, how it's organized, and what its mission is in relation to Liberia and hip-hop.
Okay, sure. First of all, my name is Faye Maleke Talia, and both my parents are from Liberia, West Africa. And I was born here in Atlanta, but I actually lived in Liberia for several years before moving back to the States. And I have relatives that actually live in Liberia as of right now, and I have relatives here in America. HIPCO is another form of hip hop in Liberia. As you know, there's a lot of different forms of hip hop all over the world. Forms of hip hop meaning it's people that pretty much rap, not necessarily hip hop, they just rap and they speak in their own language or they speak in their own tongue. In Liberia, they speak English, but they speak a different form of, different version of English. Colloquial English is what it's called. That's where the code comes from. And in Liberia, hip-hop music is really flourishing right now among the youth. And they're speaking in their own slang, they're using their own, different dialects, different forms of English in Liberia. And the term hip-hop is being replaced instead of hip-hop. And right now, a lot of politicians are using the artists to push their own agenda. The UN has been selecting specific artists to push specific agendas. They share with the youth or the youth population in Liberia. I'm interested in hip-hop because I see the potential of the youth being influenced by the music. As you know, that music influences people all over the world. So I know what you all are doing, and I think at this early stage, especially after the country has been in civil war for over 14 years, right now the potential that the music has, just like hip-hop used to have back in the late 70s, early 80s, is there in Liberia. And I think that we could bridge some kind of connection between the artists now and start showing the importance of valuing self, of valuing critical thinking, social entrepreneurship, and those different aspects of life. I think it can be effective in pushing the country in the right direction if we reach out to the artists now and show them that they don't have to mimic all the negative aspects of the music industry that's pushed by the mainstream. So I'm in the process of trying to make that happen, and it's been a blessing to link up with you all because I know what objectives and where you all stand on the issue. And I respect and I look to learn from you all in the following days and months to come on this particular issue. So that's pretty much, I'm just here to learn and to respect and to play my role. Y'all have a role to play. I just want to be productive and play my role in all the things that need to be done moving forward. So that's pretty much what I have to say.
Well, Brother Say, I want to first thank you for that because even as an elder, an educated elder, I tell my peers every day that I learn something new every day. And I was taking notes as you talk, and you speak so well. And I didn't know the history of HIPCO. It's not just an icon, it's actually history behind that. You brought out some very important terms, even though indigenous people from Liberia are born speaking English. As you say, there's different dialects and slangs involved. And some of the things, in all honesty, when I had the conference call with your family, some of the terms, especially when Auntie got excited, I didn't really even understand what she was saying. It was almost like broken English to me. So it's not... and I'm saying, but I can roll with her, you know what I'm saying? But I understand that that's another bridge that has to be built, and we as English-speaking people that speak proper English here in America, because they beat it into you, to be able to build that bridge so that when we do communicate or hear the music, that it's understandable. As Brother Siddiqui also mentioned, we have built some very, very strong leagues in Tanzania, and as some people say, I feel really blessed with the link, because not only is there a link, these brothers within, I would say, 2 months' time have a solid division of over 20 plus warriors. Ironically, every last one of them are MCs or DJs or both. I challenged a young man who was elected the president to you have to revive the red, black, and green. It's not just a color. You have to come up with an anthem or something for your division, and that'll be your anthem for your division. He did that within 2 weeks, and I will repost that again. But that's the energy and the thirstiness that they're waiting for leadership. One of the issues in Tanzania happens to be that they kill albino children. Brother Siddiqui and I, of course, were alarmed and did whatever research we could, dialoguing with them. And it seems to be just, for lack of a better term, a primitive group of people. And these are indigenous Tanzanians that do this as a ritual sacrifice or whatever. A 1-year-old was just killed this week. And finally, the government has gotten aggressive in arresting folks, and some people were arrested. So that's the social issue in particular that we would like to address for Tanzania, whereas in Liberia, the Ebola situation is still not over, and I know there's a serious issue of education in Liberia, so that's where the hip hop comes in. The language bridge that we're building with Tanzania is I would say for at least the last 6 or 7 years, I have been a part of a program called the Program 60 at Ohio State University, where anyone over the age of 60 can go back to school at no cost at all and take actually anything that you want to take. So I've been taking Swahili, and I still consider myself a student, because Swahili is a very beautiful language, and even though it's easy to learn, it's very complex. And in that complexity, you only become comfortable in speaking. And my way of constantly speaking is our connections with this group of young men. Brother Siddiqui and I co-host an online radio show on Blog Talk as guests of Afro-Man Kid Space. And so we're building that communication bridge with East Africa by learning to speak Swahili, and coming up, in addition to our curriculum, eventually translating that curriculum into Kiswahili to be able to support the schools in Tanzania. Just recently, in the last 2 months, it was reinstated that all lessons had to be taught in all schools in Tanzania in Kiswahili, because they were trying to slide the English in, and the government said no. So our tools are also needed for the youth there, and it's a way of building a bridge, because our tools can be translated one side English and one side Kiswahili. So those are some of the things that we're doing on a global level. And this is why you calling in, Brother Say, and that's being a solid link to Liberia, solidifies hip-hop edutainment in our global outreach. And Brother Siddiqui, I will pass it back to you.
Yeah, and what great thing we're on right now, we're on the Black Learning Channel, which is actually owned by a young sister. She's only 10 years old, 10 or 11 years old.
Brother Siddiqui.
Please, brothers.
I just had to chime in. I tuned in early. I've been in, but I just wanted to say hello to everybody. Mama Makeda for all the great work she's been doing and doing. Brother Shay, it is a great collaboration that's taking place, but I had to hone in as being Senghor, the President General, to let you all know I was just with Obiodun the other day, and there's a strong Wolof movement in Senegal that is dealing with what is called ancient Jolly Kunda work, which is no more than spoken word. So there is a serious need for collaboration all over the African continent and really all over the world, because if you go into Central America and South America, you find the same thing. And this goes back to ancient times. I really want everybody to understand that we're not creating new things. What we're doing is renewing and reviving our blackicity and striving to come up with ways and means to correct situations around the world. So it is absolutely important that Liberia, Tanzania, Ghana, Senegal, Kenya. I have two young brothers who are born and raised in Kenya, who lived here for a long time back in Kenya, and they're great artists. So you're going to find that kind of creativity all over the world. The important thing is to collaborate and to be able to do what Mama Makeda was saying, is to address the issue of social services, education, and service to ourselves, where it relates to us being sovereign and not getting caught up into governmental politicking, and to concentrate on raising up and doing something for the people. And it's a blessing with the hip-hop cats and edutainment, because those are what I see as vehicles that can help better elevate the all race first people around the world to do more collaboration, to control our own creativity. Because too often, we being the most creative people on the planet, we get exploited when the wrecking industry and people who contract people and push us into a monopoly capitalist situation where they control not only our music, but they control and our creativity, but they control us. And so it is so important that Brother Say, Mama Makeda, and you are on the airwaves this morning, because it's not about me, he or she, it's about we collectivity, for true collaboration in the 21st century. You know what I like to say about it, Siddiqui. We got to come with the real blackicity. So anyway, I'm going to stop and I'm going to listen, continue like Mama Makeda hit it on the head. You never get too old to learn. You know, the more you know, the more you should know you don't know. So all of us should each one teach one, each one reach one, and learn from one another, build with each other, and move forward. I say peace.
That's peace. That's peace. Race first on that one, bro. That's race first. Someone just chimed in. I would like to give you an opportunity to speak on what it is that you have to say at this particular time. You want to introduce yourself? Someone called in?
I don't know if you're speaking about, I called in, I just called in, I'm Sister Malika. Peace, everyone. Greetings.
Peace. She's actually, you know, you can get the title of Mic Check 1212, Sister Malika.
I don't know if you were speaking about me or not, but I did just call in a few minutes ago. I have been listening a little. My name is, again, Sister Malika, and I work with the Hip Hop Cats. I do a lot of the public relations and marketing for the Hip Hop Cats. And Mic Check 1212, the Hip Hop Cats and the K9 crew. My daughter is Smart Kid MC, who's here now. She's 5 years old, along with my nephew, who is eager and ready to just share with everyone how important it is that they are introduced to positive hip hop. For me, as a parent, it's something that I want and I need for my daughter, who again is 5 years old and growing up in this era where hip hop is so dominant. If you can send a positive message out to the youth, especially when it's something that geared to something that they're going to listen to and be a part of anyway, because as President General said, it's in our nature. Blacktricity, that's something that we grew up knowing about, it's in us to be, creative and to be these people that, just have so much energy and creativity. So in saying that, as the children are growing up, we want to provide them with something. We want to do them a service, not injustice. We want to do them a justice by providing them with an avenue that's going to uplift them. And for me, I feel that, of course, hip-hop edutainment, teaching, having my little ones grow up on that's providing them with an alternative to what's being displayed out here now. We have to focus and concentrate on that so much, because what's being heard over the airwaves is very destructive, and as parents, we have to do them a service of providing them with something. It is our duty and our responsibility. So with my daughter's 5 years old, who's eager and ready to take on this new character and just express herself in such a way, I allow her to do that. She does it, and she does it well. And the kids under her, older than her, will also emulate that and also be a part and take part in this hip hop edutainment movement that's going on now. So she's ready to do her rap. If everyone want to listen in and hear her, say her Smart Kid and C rap. You want to introduce yourself, Tamaya? So, what's your name? Smart. And what's your name? Smart Kid and C. Smart Kid and C. And now she's gonna say her rap now. Come on. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's do 1, 2, 3. Go.
I'm Smart Kid and TV and just rap on the MIC. One world is known. I'm the hip hop catch-up prodigy. I can count from 1, 2, 3. Listen now, up to the beat. It's gonna be hard for you to believe. That's my shit is in the place to be. Okay. Now let me play. My ABC. Okay. A B C D E F G. Okay. H I J K L M N O P. Q R S T U V W X 5. Nothing wrong with that. 2, 1, 2, 3. You must learn the sound for you to read. Okay. Abacada, F-O-D-H, H-Wagwa, Ruff, Ta-A-Ba, Wa. Okay. Ya-Ra.
And now we have Ms. Kwan. You want to introduce yourself?
Yes. My name is Ms. Kwan. I'm 9 years old. And I would like to be in a hip-hop class with my aunt and cousins and learning about hip-hop edutainment and positive. And I'm positive.
Okay, all right then. I appreciate the little entertainment. Thank you for introducing me to a little nephew. This is what it's all about. It's about addressing this next generation that's coming up on hip hop. And if we have control of that, they'll grow up on something that is going to definitely be structured correctly to make sure the message that they're receiving within the music and the culture and the visual that they're going to be observant. It's going to be something more productive rather than what they're observing at this particular time. And to go back on to elaborating on the international thing with Peace. Good morning, Master. Calling in. Introduce yourself.
This is Sister Mayroon from Zanesville, Ohio.
Oh, peace. How you doing, sister? Yeah, welcome. All right. So something you want to elaborate on here?
Yes, sir. I was talking to Mama Makeda about the hip hop entertainment. I think it's a great thing, and I think we need to give it out to everybody around the world because the music that these kids are listening to today is terrible.
Yes. We all can agree with that, you know. And much of it is reason why it's terrible because we don't control and we don't dictate its application or how it's being broadcast. You know, this is why it's important for the Black Learning Channel and Harambe Radio to be one of our vehicles to get hip-hop edutainment out there to the market and to our mass community, you know, because if we don't control that network, or that airwave or the visual networks that are putting out the messages, it will continue on. This kind of message, what we're doing right now, will be suppressed if we depend on them to be the ones who produce or sponsors it. You know, so we have a great thing going on by having Harambe and radio and the Black Learning Channel. If Brother Delani is around, if your daughter is around, I would like for her to chime in and express herself if possible. You know, we're talking about a young sister who's has been groomed into running her own show. How many kids do you know that started? I guess you like 2 or 3 when Brother Delani was telling me that the young lady started this. And this is what our babies can do. They can be able to do many of these things. It's given the opportunity. We haven't been taking the lead and giving them this outlet. We've been continued to wait for white people to step up to the plate and try to wait for them to introduce our kids to something of their own. They're not going to do it. We have to be the people to step up to the plate for them, for our kids, and say, well, here's your outlet. This is what we're going to do. Same thing with literature. Here's your literature. This is what we're producing, our children's literature. All of these things is important. This is why hip-hop edutainment is a major thing right now. We're talking about creating our own industry, dictating how the messages in that medium, that is media that is being broadcast.
All the time, can you jump in? Can I jump in? Can you hear me?
Yes, Mama Kid. Hello, yes.
Yes, I would just like to jump in before we run out of time, and I was taking some notes. But I want to thank Sister Melissa for having the children call in, and also, as you mentioned, Brother Delaney's daughter, who is only 10 years old, is the CEO of the Learning Channel. So if anyone, that was just an example of the children and how enthusiastic and talented and ready they are for our academy. We have an online fundraiser on our next radio show. We'll follow up, but it's a GoFundMe fundraiser. The purpose of that fundraiser is that Brother Siddiqui has gone as far as he can with personal investments. He's a very humble gentleman, but we actually have a facility that is a studio, which already has the recording equipment, a stage. It just needs some help with construction. If it is impossible at all, by June, we will launch our first 6-week summer camp at the studio, which is located in Hamilton, New Jersey, within a short range of DC. Pardon me?
Brother Siddiqui, I'm on the line.
Peace, brother. How you doing?
Hey, you know, I'm the engineer. I'm not used to spending any time on the microphone, but I did want to ignore your call for, what's going on, and to make sure that everyone knows to tune in Monday night to the 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time production from Harambe Radio, introducing the Black Learning Channel crew from Saturday morning. So anytime I can get a plug in, I try to do that.
Okay, great one. That's a great one. Because we need to all tune in, because that's supposed to be a pretty intense dialogue.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, is it okay if they run over?
Yeah, they can run over. I was going to tell them that anyway, somewhere before the end of the program.
Okay, so no rush.
We're nice to the new folks that come on. We try to make sure they feel comfortable.
Okay.
And I love the dialogue, man. I love the fact that you have the people on the air that are on the ground and getting it done.
That's appreciated, and evidently you're getting it done because we're on your air.
Yes, you're on the air, and I've had a lot of practice. My daughter reminded me this morning of by counting how many times we've gone on the radio, myself and the PG. Over the years, it's been thousands and thousands of live broadcasts. So we love it. When you are able to do that, it means you're still alive and you're still contributing. So I try to put as much on my plate to encourage other people. There used to be no Saturday morning radio on Harambe, and of course, when you have a daughter that's asking why not, then you have to do that. You have to forego whatever Friday night activities you're planning, because the Friday night late activities will keep you from doing 10 o'clock Saturday morning activities for the young folks. So, the other adults out there that are in my place, and they may not be doing things on Saturday morning because they got to be out on Friday night, give up your Friday night activities. Show how serious you really are. So that's why we're going at it that way.
And then one thing to go into that and segue into the fact that this is soon going to be a visual thing. Because the brother also have the capability of us being visual, as soon as we can get all of that technically set up. We're soon to have ourselves on Harambe, the Black Learning Channel television, televised part of this whole program. So.
You're right, because we don't have to do much here on our end. We've already done that. We started with the Black Learning Channel, started on radio, and we did 6 months before we went to change, and Amir just went from one to the other. There was no delay. As soon as we came back on after the summer break, we went directly into to television. And sometimes you got to lead by example. I'm not trying to say that everything I run across I can jump on and make happen overnight, but I try to make sure that if it happens to start with anyone, it's going to start here where I am. And then that way it'll give everybody, they say, man, if that old senile brother Delani can make it happen, we know we can make it happen. And so I hope that that's what you're seeing. That, a brother from the inner city streets of D.C. is trying to make a way, so I want y'all to follow behind me. And like this morning, it was just a joy watching Amir talk about the history of the Black Learning Channel from its inception 4 years ago till today, on television. And she's done that on radio, but I especially asked her to do that again today, because a lot of the people that heard that radio broadcast probably wouldn't believe without seeing it that she is, a little girl, and that she, was able to pull on my coat to make it all happen, even at 4 years old. So we have to answer the bell. That's what it comes down to, man. These children are ringing the bell, and we have to answer the bell. It's not the children that are keeping stuff from happening. It's the adults.
Thank you. That's exactly the fact. And that's why. Because one thing about me, I never forgot I was a child. That's one thing.
Yes.
I never forgot that I was a child. So my whole mindset is always relating to that next generation coming up, And when you're blessed with some kind of tools and idea, concept, you got to think about the babies that's going to be able to utilize that, that can utilize it, can groom them, that can help develop them. And
yeah, well, let me say this.
Go back to the youth and realize that what they needed and what they had the desire for was, if it was there to be provided, how much of a change that you would have been if that tool was there to assist you. You know,
well, brother, you're saying exactly what I wanted to hear you say, because the PG and I come up in a town like D.C. where we should have had more opportunities, and it wouldn't have taken us 40 years to get on track had we had a Black Learning Channel or Harambe that was there and usable and not a whole bunch of money involved. But this is why we have to go back and dig deep to make sure that we don't miss the ball twice, because, yeah, it didn't happen when it could have happened, but now we're older. We should be more drawn to the task of making it possible generationally and also worldwide. You know, this is a worldwide network, and we have to have a mirror and your folks and people on the screen so people will know that this is not something that you have to be rich or that you have to know somebody. But most of our children and most of the people we were growing up with, we didn't see, I mean, you had to get in trouble. You literally in D.C. had to get in trouble to get any attention. So I'm thankful that I don't have to get locked up now to have my daughter and myself on the screen, you know, because literally we thought that was the only way to get where you're going is you had to do something wrong. So we have to now let the children see that, you know, I don't have to wait on a phone call from the police to come get you. I can come get you and put you on the screen right now. So she's looking out for everybody, my daughter is, by sharing her dad with the world, and I think that's a good thing that she's here with me, seeing all this stuff unravel.
Wow.
Is she available to say good morning to us today?
Hold on, she'll say good morning to you. Hold on.
Hi.
Good
morning.
There.
Please, good morning. Say good morning. Bye. Say good morning.
Could you tell us and a little bit about the channel?
What?
Could you tell us how old you are and a little about what the Learning Channel is?
Listen to Maya.
Listen.
Hi.
We were asking, there's a lot of people that tuned in today that don't know you, and as far as Brother Siddiqui is concerned with myself, you're our unsung hero. So could you let everyone know, first of all, know how old you are, and proudly let them know that you're the CEO of the Learning Channel, and tell us a little bit about your Learning Channel.
Okay, I'm 8 years old. And this year, in 2 months, and Black Learning Channel is designed for children of color from pre-K through 8th grade.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's great. Superstar. Go ahead with your bad self, girl. Very impressed. Very impressed. Go ahead. Go on. Finish.
Go ahead.
So it started when I was 4 years old. I came to my dad and said, well, we need a station for children. So we got that situated. I didn't do the website myself. My dad did the website. I just came up with the idea, not the website.
Okay. So have you learned some of those skills yet?
Yes. Okay, I can rub my mouth. That's something I was just born with, and I can literally do a program by myself.
Well, Sister Amira, I had the pleasure of meeting you at the Centennial, and I know you won't remember me by name, but I'll make sure I'll send you a picture. But I was so impressed by you, first of all, when I saw you give your presentation, and also when we were in the hallway waiting to be fed, myself as an elder and you along with your mom. And I turned around and I said, who is this pretty little girl with these beautiful dreadlocks? And what was so interesting is that I saw a hint of red, black, and green at the tips of your hair. So I remember taking a picture and asking questions, and then I realized that you were born, you didn't have to wake up. You're born conscious, and you're very, very well-spoken young lady at such a tender age. And I want you to know that we're very proud of you, and we would like for you to accept the honor of being our spokesperson for the year of 2015 for the Hip Hop Edutainment Academy.
Will you accept?
Yes.
Okay, sounds good to me. I heard that beautiful smile behind you just as well when you said it. You know, you can't fake no smile on me because I already seen it. You know, we really appreciate it. I know you will represent well.
Well, we got to get a picture of you, send you an official Hip Hop Edutainment press release certificate, and we're going to continue to blow your bugle and shout your horn, because not only are you a very well-spoken person, and that is your gift and talent, as you say, the gift to gab, that is your art, but you're also a role model for those who have a sense of hopelessness, because this young lady is an 8-year-old entrepreneur. And our academy will also focus on career-based intervention. The children won't be just coming together and having fun and rapping, but we also will be assessing their skills and talents, because from graffiti you can design covers on albums. You can be promoted by different some of these people with beverage labels. A lot of the hip-hop muggles are coming up with their own beverages. You can do the labels. It started off as breakdancing, being in the street, but now they have people making six figures teaching the art of breakdancing for a lot of these movies that are coming out, like Stepping Off. So we're building careers, and career-based intervention is a new buzzword. In my generation, you could get out of high school, work for an industry, possibly retire in 30 years, and that was it. Well, that was during the Industrial Revolution. Well, now this is the time of information technology. There are no guaranteed 1 year in, 30 years out. That's a lack of security for our children. So a part of our program is sustainability, economic and educational sustainability, and bringing our children up to be young entrepreneurs. And Sister Mir is a perfect spokesperson for that, because we're not just talking, we're walking our talk, and this young lady will represent us well. And with that said, I'm going to go on mute. Even though we're given a little bit of time to extend over, Brother Saduki, it is 11:59, so I'm going on mute now and pass over to you.
Okay, and to segue into that again, Brother Taylor say he also has a program which he has launched that is in relationship to positive use of not just hip hop, but it's not hip hop, but it's career-based and positive thinking base. So that hopefully we can, that will be introduced to many of our children just as well in our community. So this is how we're going about collaborating with individuals that's going to uplift our community within our government of UNIA-ACL. So this is going to take that village concept, not just talk about, use it as a catchphrase, but actually utilizing and applying the concept to use for our people to be to come out of this madness that has been set up for us. So I don't know, Brother Say, are you still here?
I'm back on the line if you need me for anything.
Okay, I was just wondering if Brother Say he's still there. Someone else chimed in. Anyone else call in recently that might want to speak on anything? Well, since the lines is clear, at this time, I guess we're going to close this out, Brother Delani, I appreciate it.
Well, I hope you enjoyed being with us this morning.
Yeah, I enjoyed definitely being with you, and hopefully everybody else enjoyed what it is that we had dialogue on this morning. Maybe next week I'll keep people informed of what our subject matter is going to be for next week. Hopefully I have something that's relevant, something that you want to hear and is relevant to helping to develop you. Once again, this is Hip Hop William Maxon, Brother Siddiqui of Hip Hop Edutainment. And yes.
I'm sorry. This is the President General of UNIA. You know, the UNIA is the sponsor of the Black Learning Channel. So on behalf of the government of the UNIACL, both me and Delani Amon and Amira want to thank all of you all, particularly the younger folks, but also our young older folk, because sometimes, and I heard you, Siddiqui, say that, it's important for us to recognize that we have 4.5 million years of history of our DNA story, or more. So no matter how old you get, as long as you focus on helping the young, you can stay young. Because we know our ancestors are waiting and watching, and too many children are crying and dying all over the world, not only just because of the system of white supremacy, but because of our own apathy not to know how great we really are. Creativity is a source of getting back to the Most High Creator. I'm not preaching religion. I'm simply saying the spiral spiritual order of the universe through our ancestors are calling on us to stand up like men and women and take charge as adults and provide for our youth. And that's what this new Black Learning Channel is all about. That's what the UNIACL is all about. That's what the leadership today, the government, is all about. That's what all of the people dealing with race first and positive energy, self-reliance, self-determination around the world are about. But we are dispersed, and we need to collaborate to regain our power, to take back control of our own destiny. I say thank y'all very much, and look, I'm looking forward to
Monday night.
Much more. Great work.
Monday night,
we're going to feature all of the various different teachers and instructors. I want to say a special thank you to Mama Makeda. Yeah, I want to say a special thank you to Mama Makeda, because I heard her very clearly, and her wisdom as an elder comes through very, very strong. And I want to encourage everybody to be as supportive of the Harambe Academy, which is also means pulling together academy, because Harambe means pulling together, and the works that are being done with different institutions that are represented in this collaboration. Harambe Radio and the Black Learning Channel were created to bring us together so we don't get caught in television and misinformation from the wrecking industry called the record industry. That's why Harambe was established. And it was also established for us to focus on more sustainable development of eating right, food. And I want to also give respects to Delani's older son, who gave Delani the vision to set up Harambe. So he has
my children have done the work. My son, who's now 37, really was very instrumental in Harambe being started and up and running. He did all of that and kind of handed me the keys to his car and said, "Okay, old man, here you go. You and Brother Senghor can get y'all talk on now." And we have done exactly that.
That is a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing. That's why we're moving.
People have to, Siddiqui, like you always say, people have to always listen more to our children. Because our children come into the world with more wisdom of the ancestors. They just get polluted by miseducation and misdirection in this world that is fake out here, that's an illusion of confusion. And what we need to do is to be able to educate our children in our own homes, no matter what schools they go to, so that they have the correct information of raising their consciousness. Because it's not just about knowledge. You got to have the right knowledge and the skills of how to present knowledge to the world.
Yes, and that's where we're coming through with Hip Hop Edutainment, because it's all connected, all that information is connected. And now it's so much of an influence because we know the fact that Creole was one who brought all the message to the people, you know, and he entertained, and that individual entertained the community at the same time that history was being expressed. You know, we just lost that, but now it's been, like you're saying, PJ, it's being reintroduced. It's nothing new. It's just being reintroduced through hip hop edutainment. And this time we're going to package it to the fact that we control it, we own it, we dictate how it's going to be applied. You know, because the cultural vultures are out there watching and trying to find what's the next thing that's going to come out of this great black people. You know, they missed it on this one, and we're not going to miss the opportunity to utilize it to be our economic, our social change that is needed for our community.
Well, we thank you, brother, for coming on, and all your beautiful guests coming on. And PG, thank you for taking time out of your busy day to drop in on us, and we're going to keep it rolling.
Okay. And once again, thank you, PG, for stepping up to the plate like always and being the leader that you are. You know, and it's a great experience just to have to be associated with you. You know, and I'm looking forward to our government being stronger and growing and being more of an influence on our people, that is struggling out here. So, I said thank you once again. Okay, peace, y'all.
Okay, y'all be good.
All right, signing off, Hip Hop Education. Peace.
Edutainment, hip hop, what you listen to? 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 Edutainment, hip hop. This a new way to educate, where the young generation can relate to a music that can motivate them to reach higher, to be great. Education is important, so you gotta read your book. You sit down, open it up and take a look. Read everything clear, yeah, pronunciate. Sound hard words out so you won't make mistakes. It's time to learn, it ain't never too late. Pick up a book and keep your swag up to date. Trust in me, if knowledge is what you seek, then you should listen close to me. Knowledge is the power, education be the key. If you want the powers, then listen to me. It's all up to you and the powers that be. Go off to college and get a degree. Edutainment, hip hop, what you listen to? 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 Edutainment, hip hop. Education and STEM can get you paid an abbreviation for science, technology, engineering, math, open doors. These subjects can turn into careers and you won't be poor. Get an education and watch what it draws. School is what you need. School is the key. Study for your test, try better than a C, better than a B. Try to get that A. Before you know it, you'll be on your way. Reading, writing, exercising, eating right, sleeping tight. Those are things that you need in life. So follow these rules and you'll be alright. Education is power and entertainment's to entertain. So when you utilize them both and you're using your brain, don't sit around wasting time like a loser lane. Cause education is the key, kids, it ain't a game. Edutainment, hip hop, what you listen to? 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 Edutainment.